Welcome to another episode of Diary of a Wannabe Comedian with me, Belle, a wannabe comedian. I haven't been much of a comedian. The only gig I had got cancelled, but it's kind of that time of year. Well, I say the only gig. I actually had 2 gigs, but they accepted me with not enough time to even get there. So I had to message and say, thanks a lot, but you're too late. I can't get there. So technically 2 gigs, but it's this time of year. Everything gets cancelled or moved, and I don't know why, but there you go. So I had to rely on the cinema for my comedy, and I actually have been to see 3 movies, and only one of them was mildly funny. So the other 2, good grief. Let's start with a funny one. So I went to see Paddington in Peru, which I did enjoy. I took my mum to go and see it, and I did enjoy it a lot. But what's her name? Olivia Colman was in it. Now, I have to agree with my mum. She was actually very good. But I just have a bit of a thing because she's just everywhere. You know what I mean? Some people get a bit overexposed. And I feel that she's in that space for me. She's just in everything. And I'm not always sure that she's cast correctly. But, this one, she was fairly good. So, all in all, a good movie. Not as good as the second one. I really enjoyed the second one so much. But there is a little cameo from, what's his name, Hugh Grant. And he's, funny enough, he played a villain in the second movie. And he was certainly a villain in Heretic. So yeah, maybe that's his new thing now. He just plays bad guys. But comedy bad guys are different, aren't they? So that was that. Then I went to see something like These Small Things with Cillian Murphy. And you know what? He's a funny looking guy, isn't he? I know loads of people that really like him. They think he's really hot. And I think he's got a nice face. He's got not a smiley face. That's the wrong word. I don't think I've ever seen him smile. But he does have a nice face. But he is odd looking sometimes. I'm one to talk. But anyway. He was very good in this, but it was very depressing. It was a typical Irish. It was a bit like Angela's Ashes. Have you ever seen that? Oh my goodness. You've just had enough by the end of it. And this was very similar. Not cheery at all. It was about young women who got into trouble and were taken into a Catholic home, and their children were taken away from them. And it was just about that and how his upbringing aligned to that and set his thinking, really. But, very good movie. I was a bit surprised to see that the producers were Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. Wow, that's a random mix, isn't it? I mean, I guess they must have Irish heritage somewhere. I don't know. I should have researched that one, really, shouldn't I, before I did the podcast. Anyway, that was that one. And then I went to see Gladiator 2. And it did warn me that there was a lot of gory scenes, and there were a lot of gory scenes. It didn't disappoint. There was a bit of animal cruelty in there as well. Not much. I can tell that actually Ridley Scott, who directed it, he obviously toned it right down because it would have been really bloodthirsty back then. But I just, even if they're CGI'd, I don't like it. Well, of course they're CGI'd, but I don't like it. I don't like seeing animals in distress, even if they're and I'm using air quotes, the bad guy. Not a fan of that. But it was a good movie. It was a very good movie. And all the acting was great, but there was one person that stood out for me, and that was Denzel Washington. He was so good. If he doesn't win something for that performance, then there's no justice. It also had Matt Lucas in it and Tim McInnerny, so go the Brits, go Brits. And they were all very good as well. Tim McInnerny, I mean, he's come a long way from Blackadder, hasn't he? What did he play, Percy? Yeah, he's come a long way from there. But I do recommend the film, but obviously make sure you, how do I put this? Go to the gents or the ladies first, because it's a long movie. And the content will have you jiggling your legs around whether you like it or not. I wasn't the only one. I was like, ooh, because it was pretty gruesome. And it was only a 15, but there you are. I don't understand how they categorise 18, really, between some of the 15s and 18s. I'm just not sure. I always thought that any serious gore like that would have been an 18. But there you are, shows what I know. So the only other thing is I finished my props course on Saturday, so I will regale Instagram with some photographs just as soon as I can be bothered to take them, because that's the way I roll this week. I'm feeling, the end of the year has come early for me. I've had enough already of 2024. I don't think it was that good a year, and I'm really looking forward to 2025. I'm actually probably going to change. I know I keep changing the format, but I suspect that I need to change this podcast. But more on that later. Much love and gratitude.